What is going on, everybody? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone. If you're tired of hearing about Silver Sky stuff, this is not the video for you, because we are going to build what I think is going to be the perfect Silver Sky, or we'll see, or I don't even know if it's possible. So, over the last couple weeks, you've probably seen a bajillion videos about the American Silver Sky versus the PRS Silver Sky SE and the differences between them, etc., etc. Of course, pickups, all that stuff. But the main thing, and there's little tiny, things, but the main thing is the neck. The neck profile is like way different on both guitars. So, let's swap them and see if we can get the perfect Silver Sky. I don't know. If you put the neck that everybody loves so much on that guitar, does it give you the perfect Silver Sky? Now, let's just say that if you pay $850 for this one, and you pay $25.49 for this one, and then swap the necks, it's kind of an expensive way to get a guitar that you like, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's go ahead and, I guess I'm going to grab some headphones. I'm going to put on a podcast. We're going to start some time lapse, and we're going to see if this works. I don't even know if it can be done. I haven't actually looked at it close enough to tell you if it can be done, but we're going to try it and see what happens. All right, so there you go. There is our American Silver Sky with our SE neck put on it. I'm gonna go ahead and string it up now and see if there's any setup changes that need to be made. And I think there is, because the thickness of the neck is about 20 thousandths different, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I'll have to kind of reset the neck up. So we'll throw a set of strings on it, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so after playing this thing for a few minutes, immediately I'll tell you a couple things. I think after a couple weeks of playing the core model the way it is, I've just adjusted so quickly to it that this feels foreign. It literally feels like two halves of a different guitar put together. Maybe that's a mental thing, maybe not. I just play it different. I don't play it as well. I don't really like the smaller neck on the bigger guitar, or on the more expensive guitar, which is really weird. I'll tell you a couple funny things. When I put it together, the intonation was perfect. I checked it with a Peterson strobe, and it was dead on. Now the action was a little different because the neck radius on both guitars is a little different, but it was close enough that for the purposes of this experiment, I didn't really have to play with it that much. Which is really cool. So you could just swap necks if you wanted to. Okay, let's talk about why you would even want to do this. Honestly, I don't think you would. It doesn't make any sense, because obviously you'd have to buy both guitars, which doesn't make any sense. So why would you not want to do this? One, the pickups on the American model are made for the 7.25 radius, and they've got that kind of curve to them. The SE model does not have that. They're flat and they're made differently. A lot of people don't realize this, but when they have staggered pull pieces on like an S-style pickup like this, it's for the radius of the fretboard, which on a more modern radius of fretboard you don't really need. So these pickups by construction don't really match with this neck, if that makes sense. The other thing obviously is the cost. It doesn't make sense. But the other thing too is these are, I believe these are 11/32 tuners, which means that you would be stuck with these tuners. You couldn't put the American tuners on this SE neck unless you reamed them out to 10 millimeters. So that's kind of a downside. So you would have that. You would also be changing over to this kind of nut, which I don't know is necessarily a bad thing because it's awesome on the SE side. Switching to the urethane finish on the neck is pretty sweet. That whole urethane situation where it feels nice and smooth and satin instead of sticky and nitro-y like a lot of people don't like. Obviously that's a personal choice, but overall it's a dumb idea. To be fair, it's kind of a dumb idea to do this because, but since I had both guitars, I wanted to give it a shot because, inquiring minds want to know. And who's crazy enough to do this sort of thing? Me. Take it apart, put it back together, go through 4 sets of strings in one day. Yeah, that's what we do here. Yeah, what other weird kind of experiments can I do with this thing? I don't know. We'll have to think about it. But this is one I wanted to try. As soon as the SE guitar came in, I immediately wanted to do it. So here you go. Make sure that you check out all of our videos on this channel. This is coming out at a weird time, but we have usually a guitar related video on Monday. We have news on Wednesday, gear news. We have a live stream on Thursday nights. And I'll throw a random one in here and there like this one. There you go. Make sure you hit the bell and the subscribe button and all the things that you do when you watch YouTubes. And let me know what you think. And let me know what other experiments you think you might want to see with 2 Silver Skies.